Hey guys, I'm Lane from LaneVids and the Funny Rats, and I want to talk to you guys today about the Apple Watch. So this week it was announced that Apple is in fact doing a watch, and they showed it off, demoed it at their keynote, and I must say it's kind of intriguing to me. I've always been interested in having my fitness graphed. And I've seen things like the Fitbit and the Jawbone and all these other type of fitness things. And one, for some reason, I just never pulled the plug on. This one I find interesting because it does the heart rate thing. Since it's on your wrist, it can read your pulse. And so it gives you it has an idea of what kind of activity you're doing. I really like the idea of it telling me like how I am just generally throughout my day, whether I'm sitting, whether I'm standing, am I standing enough? Am I getting the 30 minutes of exercise? All that type of stuff. So I'm interested in the fitness aspect, and I told Krista this yesterday. The way that they are going to sell this device is through those fitness capabilities. And the fact that it's gonna tie in with the iPhone really nicely, and it's gonna, be able to show you a much in-depth graph on your phone, I think that that's very interesting. Now, I did see a few tweets out there from Android people saying, well, why do you need to have an iPhone to get this done? And of course, Apple wants to lock you into their ecosystem to hopefully have you as a customer for all their products. But you need the iPhone because it needs to be able to tell the watch, oh look, he is in Lafayette, Louisiana. That's where we're gonna put the dot so we know where he is on the map. I think it's using the iPhone's GPS and kind of handing it off to the watch to where it doesn't get it. And that's, I think, where a bunch of battery issues are gonna come in, because they didn't really say much about the battery life on the iWatch, I'm still saying iWatch, on the Apple Watch. And I think that's because they're still trying to perfect it. Although I don't think battery life can really be perfected. They did mention how it's charged, which is cool. It's basically the MagSafe adapter through induction charging. So, it just kind of sticks to the back of the watch, which is pretty neat. It would be nice if there had like just a square stand that it could stand on. You just sit your watch on top of that and it would charge it that way. I guess technology is not there yet. But it's a pretty cool device, I'll say that. Do I want one? I guess that'd be another. Oh, Krista, she said whenever I mentioned to her how they're gonna sell it using the fitness stuff, she said that they're gonna sell it more towards a business person who doesn't have a lot of time. And they're in a meeting and they get a notification and they just wanna see what it is, the simple glance down to see what it is. But usually whenever you're gonna see that glance, you're gonna want to pull out your phone and respond to it right away. At least I know I would, because I just have a terrible short-term memory. And I'm gonna see it on the watch. If I dismiss it or whatever, I'm gonna forget about it. And then I'll eventually just go back to the phone to eventually type it in or whatever. So I'm not too sure productivity is gonna be a big motivational selling point of the Apple Watch. But for me, I think it's the fitness stuff, and I understand that technology is getting to a very weird stage whenever it's starting to detect like things on your body and how your body copes throughout the day, I guess you could say. Because there was an interesting tweet put out. It was a Facebook alert, and it said, Facebook wants to connect or whatever with your heart rate. I found it interesting, but is that a possibility? Will we see that type of message in the future? And where it really gets interesting, especially with things, and Google Glass, having the glasses on, I mean, that's getting pretty intimate there, but there's pulses and biometrics that are going in. I mean, you can hear it, and it's not even like giving off any sort of audible sounds because it's working with the bone in the back of your ear. So there's obviously some things that are going on there that are body-centric, I guess you could say. And where it gets weird is if your insurance company starts to get privy to all of this information, particularly like health insurance. Oh, he's not doing his 30 minutes a day of exercise. Let's jack up his rates a little bit. That's where it gets interesting, is if any of that type of information becomes more publicly known for you know, all the people on the world. Because everybody, whether it's an insurance company or whether it's the government with money, you know, you have a number assigned to you, whether it's an insurance number or your social security number or an EIN if you're a business person. That number correlates to you, and if they can get that number hooked into your device, then they know a ton of information about you. And that's where it gets a little bit freaky. Also, another thing that kind of freaks me out too is, you know, you see nowadays cameras at intersections, you know, trying to collect your data as to how fast you're driving, or did you run a red light, so they can automatically, via your license plate number, send you a ticket. That's already in place. Would the same type of thing be available with some of these other technologies? Not necessarily for like running red lights or that type of thing. I was listening to something the other day, like, what if there were, I'm sure these cameras have microphones on them. Microphones detect, say, a gunshot. Gunshot being that the loudness of it, they could tell where it was located around. And now that everybody's got these iWatches, iPhones, Google Glass, all this stuff with microphones in it, we are becoming the surveillors for these types of events. And now, granted, I am pro-gun. Y'all can y'all can talk about that in the comments below. But I believe that I believe in the Second Amendment that every man does have a right to bear arms. I think the problem with it today is that not a lot of people exercise that Second Amendment by because back in the day, I mean, back in, like, you know, Wild West, men were carrying around guns on a day-by-day basis, just like an iPhone. And if some stuff went down, boom, shot, you know, some bad guy's dying, or maybe it just raised awareness of, hey, something's going on over here. I don't know. I don't know if they actually, I don't know how much, it'd be interesting to know how much killing went on back then as compared to what it is now without guns. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot less, because since everybody has a gun, a lot more people were afraid to do that type of thing. So, back to the iWatch. It has some kind of microphone in it. So, and the iPhone, it has some kind of microphone in it. What is that microphone collecting? That's kind of an interesting thought. And I don't know where I'm going with that. I just found the correlation there kind of interesting. Another thing I'll say about the iWatch is the new Apple Pay system. It's a little freaky, yes, but in another sense, it's very cool, because I hate having to carry around this. Use it while the money falls out of it. The couple of coins that I have since we're trying to get out of debt. But I've got all these cards. I've got, you know, a few of them because I have a business account, I have a PayPal account, I have my debit card, I've got my insurance card, all these business cards and all this. And I think it would be pretty amazing to have all that stored into my phone, which I automatically carry around every day, and to be able to pay with it. And that's what they're doing. Now, they say that it's locked on a particular corner of the chip that only you have access to, and whenever the bank wants to get the money out of it, and whoever the bank is connecting with to get the money, Apple has no interference, is what they said in the keynote. My question is that true? Or is there gonna become a point where that is not true, where Apple does start to see, oh look, they're buying this, oh they're buying that. And then now going back to some of that insurance stuff, oh, this guy's now buying Cheetos and corn dogs every day, not eating the apples that he bought the other day. We can see this because we see what he's buying. Oh, let's jack up his rates. I don't know. That's definitely conspiracy theory out there. I'm just kind of making some of this stuff up. But just some things that I thought about whenever I was watching the Apple keynote, whenever they announced the Apple Watch. So I'd love to know I'd love to know y'all's thoughts down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this Apple Watch. Do y'all have any other conspiracy theories out there as to what you guys think this watch could do? Just kind of freak me out some more. Y'all can leave those down in the comments below as well. Also, the iPhone 6 was announced. What do you guys think about that? Anything fancy? Let me know. Y'all can let me know about that as well. So your would you rather for this week, would you rather have an iWatch or some kind of, digital smartwatch thing, or have a new iPhone 6 or another type of Android fancier phone that you already have? Click my hands to cast your vote, and in an upcoming video, I will reveal which one you guys find to be more interesting, which one you guys would want, because I think this will really be interesting to set the bar as to how public or how public we want this type of information, all this biometric, pulse, reading your pulse, all that type of stuff. So click my hands to cast your vote, and in an upcoming video, I will show you guys which one got the most clicks. What that'll do is it'll take you to our channel page. You can watch some more of our videos, and we definitely appreciate you subscribing over there as well if you haven't subscribed already. And you guys are just so awesome. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys for watching, and thanks for being Shiggity Shank. Now, what are you gonna do? Which one? The watch or the phone? The watch or the phone? Come on, click something. Click my hand. Which one is it? Which one do you guys want? Huh? Oh, you don't know? I don't know either. Just click something. Maybe we should just click a thumbs up button. How about that? We can do that. We can do that, yeah. Since you may be on a mobile device too. You may be on a new iPhone 6. Huh? Are you? I don't know. Can you watch YouTube videos on an iWatch? I don't know that either. That'll be interesting. All right, guys, bye. Click something.